On this date, in 1992, in Los Angeles, California, 4 Los Angeles police officers that had been caught beating an unarmed African-American motorist in an amateur video are acquitted of a wrongdoing in the arrest. Hours after the verdict were announced, the outrage and protest turned to violence as the LA riots began. The other devastation was massive. It certainly did take the city a very, very long time to recover and rebuild. As I welcome my friend A.F. Stewart to join me tonight to rant and rave, we certainly hope it does not take that long for you to recover from what we have to say. And we certainly hope that there will not be any incite of riot with our words tonight. That would be crazy. But we do have some things to talk about and get off our chests. So with that being said, yay! Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Joe and Friends Gets Twitchy. I'm happy to have my friend Anita Stewart with me, AF Stewart, and we're going to do some ranting. We have a few topics to talk about, but before we do that, Anita, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody and just tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm Anita Stewart, AF Stewart. That's what I write under. I write dark fiction, horror, fantasy, all things dark and stabby that leave puddles of blood on the page. There's one of my books there, Visions and Nightmares. There's my poetry book, my horror poetry book. Not the newest poetry book, though, because I've got a new one out called Roses and Ashes, which is me ranting about women's issues. So.
Nice.
Yeah, and I also do a podcast for Go Indie Now, Words to Kill, one of my own, Between the Pages Book Chat. I have a Redbubble store. I do book covers. I write for a website, TV stuff, and probably some other stuff I'm forgetting.
Nice. Keep him busy, as always.
Yeah, I'm just nuts, so...
Well, Maddie's out there. Hello, Maddie. I think you intrigued her with your blood and guts comment there. So, it's really great to have you, especially for these rants, because I feel we're a kindred spirit in this regard, especially when it comes to the Facebook issue, and About a month and a half ago, I noticed that Facebook had done me dirty yet again and made some changes. And since then, it has been an absolute nightmare for me.
They switched you over to the new page.
Yeah. It's not only the new page, but the new setup. So essentially, the way it's working is anytime that I go to my group pages, I have to then clock out as Joe Compton and clock in as Go Indie Now or my own author page and clock in there if I want to post anything, if I want to see any messages, which I wasn't seeing before. So that's a step up. Now I get to see them because now as Go Indie Now, they're easier to find, which was one of my bitches up before. But that changed. Then if that wasn't bad enough, they changed the whole landscape of how, I had this beautiful nice setup for Go Indie Now's pages, especially, and they just said, nah, we're not doing those anymore. You're just gonna be a generic page like everybody else.
Have you tried to share anything to your page yet from outside Facebook?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, that's a fun one.
You have to actually go into your page to share something, and you still can't share YouTube videos. At least I can't.
Yeah, It's so terrible. This is this is the ongoing problem with Facebook. It's a great place. We all function there, but for some reason they feel like they're not getting enough out of us, or it's not working for them,
Oh,
and they just
yes.
switch it on a dime. And they never tell you. They never give you any heads up. They just do it, and they do it gradually. So some people are affected, while some people aren't, and then it's just like it becomes this thing, and oh my god, it's absolutely the
Yeah.
worst.
I voluntarily went into the new page, though, so I have no one but myself to blame. I
Yeah,
thought,
Maddie
"Get
says,
it over with."
yeah.
I thought, and
Yeah.
then I was like, "Oh my," and I can't switch back because once you switch into the new page,
You're
if
done.
you switch back, you lose everything you've
Yeah,
posted on the new page. And
yeah,
it's like, "What the?"
yeah, yeah. It's the Windows 10 of our bane of existence, right? I made that mistake. I downloaded Windows 10 on my computer. I've not done
Yeah.
Windows 11 yet. I haven't heard anything bad about
Oh,
it,
yeah.
but
My computer does not qualify for Windows 11, so
oh,
there
that's
is a blessing. But yeah, it's like Windows 8. I hated Windows 8.
uh,
I hated Windows 8 so much. I thought, "Oh, 10. I want Windows 10 to get rid of Windows 8. I got Windows 10. I'm going, give me back Windows 8."
yeah, yeah.
It's like
Me too.
it made Windows 8 look efficient.
Yeah, and the messed up thing, and I'll never do this again. The next time that Microsoft asks me if I want to switch back, because they asked me, they said you have only a certain amount of time if you want to switch back, and I said no, it's okay. I'll move forward. And I should have switched back. I should have, and then it was too late by the time I figured out that Windows 10 sucked. But so Facebook is exactly the same, except they wipe everything clean if you go back. So I mean, it's like, God, I can't.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand the page switching. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm okay with everything else because it didn't affect my layout too much.
mhm.
But I don't understand the page switching. It makes no sense. And what's worse is if you're going through the notifications as yourself,
Yeah,
like your profile, and you accidentally click on
yeah,
a notification from
and
your
you're like, what the
page,
fuck?
it switches you into the page. It's
Yeah,
like, what the fuck, people?
yeah.
It's like I want to read my notifications. I don't want to have to switch back and then go back into the notifications. Ay, ay, ay.
And can we make up our minds? Is it groups that you want us to create? Is it timeline that you want us to be on? I mean, it seems like they just change, like changing underwear. It's like, okay, we want to put emphasis on the timelines and make your friends more visible, or we want to put more emphasis on the groups. So make sure your friends are in the groups. Can you make up your fucking mind which way you want to go? Because every time you switch it, I get everybody to go that direction, and they're all pissed at me because I got them on the group, and now they can't see anything on the group because now it's all on the timeline, and it's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
come on.
Well, just if you want to see your group stuff, just click that little paw thing at the top. That'll show you all your group stuff. Because, yeah, the notifications, you click all in groups. You don't get all notifications. You
No,
get whatever Facebook decides it thinks you want.
yeah. On top of that too, I don't know if you've experienced this yet or not, but this is the interesting thing for me about the group thing is like I, I've purposely vetted a lot of people from the group. Now anybody can go. Like literally, you don't have to
Yeah.
be a member of the group. You can see the group chats and everything
Yeah.
without ever being a member,
That
which is
that
like the
that's why I
stupidest.
took my group private. I
Yeah,
I took one look at their new public groups and said, "Nope, that is not for me. I took my public group and to a private." It's unfortunate because you can't share anything from a private group, but
yeah,
I'm not, there's too much idiocy. And now they've got in the group, I found this out. They've got I think somebody mentioned it on one of your shows, I forget about the automatic getting booted if you
yeah,
share.
yeah,
Yeah, well, yeah, I got that from one group and I just left the group because it's a promotion group. It was a promotion group. I could see that if I was in it was a reader group or something,
mhm,
right? But this is an actual promotion group that I was in where they allow promotions and they're suddenly blocking third-party shares. It's like, okay, that's stupid. I'm out.
Yeah, it makes no goddamn sense. It really, I mean, the whole idea is so. What do you want to build? Do you want to build an ad based site, or do you want to build a community? Because community share, and we tweet and we retweet everybody, and I
Yeah,
mean, it's the one function of Twitter, which we'll talk about that in a moment too. But Facebook never got that idea. They never
no.
understood.
They did have it in the beginning. It was a good
Yeah.
community site in the beginning, and then they decided suddenly wanted, "Oh, let's make this pay." And it's like, "Okay." It's like, and then they just forgot that their users actually are people and not cash cows.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely, Addie. Give me community. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, and the thing is, if they wanted to be an ad site, that's their prerogative,
Right.
but their ad things don't work.
No, yeah, that's the other thing too,
They're
right?
they're so confusing, they're so broken, and they're so stupid. Okay, I tried to connect, some of my book covers to my new, graphic design page, which is an old page, by the way, and I'm not changing that one till I have to. Um, but and they blocked almost all of them. And, I mean, I could see some of them because some of them were fantasy covers and thriller covers, and they had weapons on them, right? And I could see that, right? Because their
Yeah.
advertising rules and whatnot. I mean, that was understandable. But they blocked a cover that was a woman in a raincoat with an umbrella. And it's
Why?
like, what? This apparently broke their community standards, having a sepia tone picture of a woman in a raincoat and an umbrella.
Mm.
I
Did you
don't know
appeal
why.
it?
What?
Did you appeal it?
Oh, I did. They still said
Uh,
it. And well, did I tell you about what they did to the Ghost of the Sea Moon cover?
no.
Okay, I got that one reversed because yeah, I kept pestering them with things that they apparently they had to eventually because they blocked the Ghost of the Sea Moon cover from being on the store. They
Wow.
didn't block it on the site itself, but in the store because it was sexually explicit.
What?
Apparently, their
Adults?
algorithm cannot tell the difference between monster tentacles and a penis. I don't know what the heck was going on. Anyway, I sent them several emails telling them that, the monster tentacles, I said, they're not genitalia.
Yeah,
There's
there's
no people on the cover. It's a boat and a monster. I mean, did they think the monster was having sex with the boat? I mean, really?
who knows? Who knows? Who knows what they program into the algorithm? I was thinking that has a skull on it, doesn't it? Does that one? Is
No,
that
that's the second one.
the
That's
second one?
the Souls of the Dark Sea. They
I was
had no
thinking. I was
problem
thinking
with
that
that
was
one.
some. I'm thinking that was some weird fetish or something with
No,
skulls.
no, they had no problem with the skull. Just the sea monster attacking the boat. Apparently, tentacles are a no-no on Facebook.
I mean, all
Yeah,
right.
apparently they thought it was tentacle porn. So yeah,
I mean, they're
yeah,
clearly tentacles too.
and
It's not
the,
like it, and they're all curled up and everything. So
yeah,
there's no fallacy,
yeah,
imagery
and
there.
the thing is, I got it reversed the first time, and they did it again. And I had to get it reversed twice.
Unbelievable.
It was I used it as a promotional tool, though. I tweeted over on
Get the
Twitter that
get the book that's been banned by
this
Facebook.
book is banned by Facebook because of sexually explicit
Yeah,
material that it doesn't have.
nice. That's awesome. Well, you kind of neatly segued us into Twitter, and you know, I look. I get it. I understand. I understand everybody's frustration. I understand. For people who have been living under a rock, Elon Musk is now the owner of Twitter. And from what I've read, the real thing that he has a problem with is bots, especially crypto bots, and so he's trying to make everybody be able to be verified and authentic, which I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
find
If he
that to
gets rid of
be
the bots, I'm for that. Don't like the bots, especially
But
the troll bots.
I don't know about you, but I had a mass exodus on my Twitter. I lost probably 150 followers, I think, maybe.
Oh, I haven't checked. Good.
But
Most of my followers are horror people anyway, so
yeah, they're
nothing
used to
scares them. So
it. Yeah,
anyway, I mean, I'm less worried about what he'll do to Twitter than how he plans to monetize it.
yeah,
Because I mean, if he tries to make it like another Facebook, I mean, it's just going to ruin it.
yeah.
Because Twitter's not going to stand for that. They don't give a shit about money over monetized stuff over on Twitter. So
Yeah, yeah, I lost about 150. I gained probably about 45 back though during the week, so I don't know, but yeah, I think people were reactionary a little bit, a little much, and but look, hey,
yeah,
look, I get it though. I mean, hey, look, this is something I struggle with a lot, and that's personal politics and personal feelings about stuff. But using it is kind of the hypocrisy of it. You have to use it to be successful, and it's kind of interesting. I mean, I have a lot of issues with book talk and TikTok and things of that nature. And so there's constant battling and fighting there, and it's just like whatever. But I I don't. I mean, until something egregiously comes forth that I mean, what he said so far, and look, I think he's a crazy monster too. I
yeah,
don't, but look, he's also a very smart guy. He's a smart businessman.
yeah.
He's not one of the five richest people on the planet for no reason.
I mean, yeah,
So
but all the billionaires are they're not nice people.
mhm.
That's how they became billionaires, most of them.
Yeah, yeah, and they're a little weird and eccentric too. Most of them. So but yeah, so you're on the same camp as me. You're gonna stick it out and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere from Twitter until something egregious happens and
Mhm.
it
What
blows
what
up. And,
what are you leaning towards mostly? Are you still mostly primary Facebook or is it Twitter?
well, yeah, primary Facebook on there's several groups where I focus my attention on Facebook. The page I've just sort of it's just there because I stream to it every week
Hmm.
mostly. If I hadn't wasn't streaming to it, I probably would just ignore it entirely these days. But yeah, I've got my group over on Facebook that I keep up, and I over on Indie Fantasy Addicts a lot because they've got some good book stuff and recommendations, and that's kind of my reader group.
Hmm.
And I hang out in the book hangout spot. That's a nice group to hang out to, especially if you're a reader. And they let me share my podcast over there. So
Nice, cool. Yeah, I've been streaming to Twitter now. I switched that from Facebook. Simply because StreamYard was having all kinds of problems reconnecting to Facebook and
mm,
the delays and of course Facebook has always had this thing about and you can change that, but you have to tell people that they have to change it, and that's
yeah,
the video imagery and the pixelation and everything. To get a better
but
quality video, you have to change it personally to do that. Otherwise, Facebook will just default to its
yeah,
shittiest video.
I don't like watching videos too much on Facebook either because
Yeah,
Facebook it's so wonky to watch it over there. Because I mean, sometimes the sound doesn't work.
yeah.
Sometimes the you have to click into it twice, and it's just like weird. And sometimes it lags.
Mhm.
Anyway, but I'm spending a lot of my time over on YouTube because I got into the AuthorTube community over there,
Yeah.
thanks to Margaret Pinard.
Mhm. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about that too because there's some things with YouTube too.
Oh,
But
YouTube's just YouTube.
yeah, I wonder have you watched anything on Twitter live?
No, I had been thinking about doing some Twitter streaming. I mean, I've connected Twitter up to the StreamYard. Anyway, and I was going to do some poem readings, but I just didn't have time in April. April got away from me a lot. I managed to get all my poems written and posted,
Nice,
provided I get one tomorrow in. So I'll have
nice.
done National Poetry Month again, but I didn't get any of the live readings I wanted to do. So I
Mm.
might do a live reading of my new poetry book next month, though.
Cool, awesome.
instead.
We'll look forward to that for sure. Yeah, so I've been hearing,
Freak
uh
the Twitterverse out a little bit.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, because the new book isn't like most of my poetry books. It's very raw and it's very social issue-y.
Nice, nice. Less horror-ish.
Oh, there's no horror. It's all women's issue stuff.
There you go. You have
It's the
Maddie
what is the subtitle? I'm trying to remember this. Sexism, feminism, love and hate. That's the subtitle of it.
Cool, that's a great subtitle. Love that. Um, yeah, I've been hearing, YouTube is, suppressing views again. Been doing some stuff. I did have a copyright claim on something, and we had the actual okay, and we sent it to them, and because it was a third party of a third party, they wouldn't take it, so I had to switch some music and stuff like that. But that's always been YouTube thing.
Yeah.
They've always been kind of gatekeeperish on that end of those things, which I get it. I understand. You can't.
Yeah. Although to be fair to YouTube, they actually did the right thing with the whole recent anime controversy that went
Hmm.
on over the Toei, I think
Yep.
that's the name. They actually did the right thing on that one and they
Yep.
worked out a compromise and supported their content creator. So
I
they
also
can't.
bel- I also believe they did the right thing as far as Alex Jones is concerned as well. So but you know, I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
didn't mean to cut you off.
no, I was just gonna say, so sometimes that they're good. I mean, they side on the best interest of what their company,
Sure,
which all of
of
them do.
course.
But yeah, but my channel is so
Well,
small
they're
that
connected to Google, so
mm,
it's one it's just they've got the big dog behind them, so why not, but I haven't. What I've been noticing is not issues with YouTube, but issues with StreamYard. And it seems like again, I don't know why people tweak with stuff when it works, but it seems like every time we get to a point where we're in a comfort zone or a comfort level, StreamYard tweaks with it again. And it was like I had it perfectly timed for, I do intros and outros, and I had everything perfectly timed to come in and out, and I have to do all that manually for people who don't know behind the scenes.
yeah,
And to time it to end perfectly, I finally had it timed and they changed it again. And it's like there's now a bigger delay, there's a quicker delay, and it just seems like and I
yeah.
don't know if that's them connecting to YouTube or YouTube deciding
Yeah,
that.
I mean, the StreamYard is kind of at the mercy of Facebook and YouTube and
Yeah,
whatever other ones it connects to, because if they change something, StreamYard has to change it and
yeah,
adjust to it. So that's why the Facebook connection issues were so bad there. Was it last year? I
yeah,
think because Facebook changed something
yeah.
and screwed everything up, like Facebook does. But anyway, no, I've had a lot of connect trouble keeping my page connected, but
uh,
it's been a lot of like I haven't had trouble
Re-verifying it.
reconnecting it. No, I
Yeah.
haven't had to re-verify it. Yeah,
Okay.
it's been dropping the connection a lot,
Oh, okay.
but all I need to do is reconnect it. So it's being a bit of a pain, but nothing like it was the other year.
Yeah, I mean, Gage does a really good job. Him and his partner, his partner's names escapes me right now, but they do a really good job of listening to the community and then very much. They run it very much like Evan runs Story Origins,
Oh yes.
and
Oh, Evan did something nice today.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, the campaign planner. Oh, I am so glad he
Yeah,
changed
so you
that.
can now select multiple days ahead of
Yeah,
time.
because I mean, don't get me wrong, it was pretty good the way it was, but
Yeah.
for people like me who do the first Saturday of every month, so the
Mm-hmm.
dates always change,
Mm-hmm.
you had to do it manually. But now you don't, and I have all my year's campaigns planned now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Hi, JD. Nice to see you. Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's a really good
Yeah,
fun
and he
because,
also put the tag, fix the tag things where you can
hmm
actually eliminate. So now I can eliminate all those pesky little romance people. No offense to you romance people, I love you, but you have no business in the horror. You just have no business unless you're actually
They've
writing
got a big enough community as
erotic horror,
it is.
unless you're actually writing erotic horror and horror romance, you have no business in the horror. Get out of the horror. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Yes.
I'm
That's what we
sorry.
love on this show. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have created group promos where I have specifically said no paranormal romance, no regular romance, and romance writers have still applied. It's like, what? It's like, what?
I I I think they're just trying to get the biggest marketplaces, you
They
know.
already have the biggest
I
marketplace.
know, that's what I'm
Give us a
saying.
little bit of it, please.
Yeah, I mean, niche is niche, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, I mean, really, I went to check for the new poetry book, the women's poetry. I went to check in women's poetry to get an idea of how their blurbs are set up, and there were romance books, novels, bear shifter novels in women's poetry on Amazon.
of course, yeah.
How in the
Because
world do you justify putting a
because
bear shifter novel in a poetry category? I do not know.
Amazon doesn't fucking care about that. They don't
But
monitor that.
yeah, they
That
don't
so
monitor it, but the authors have to manually do that.
but still, in one way, I kind of it's so transparent. I kind of respect it a little bit because they're looking for the one place where there's like 50 books, or
Yeah.
where they could shoot right to the number one right off the bat,
Yeah,
right? So
I'm sure the number 51 and 52 poetry author people don't like it at all though.
no, of course not. Yeah, yeah, nobody would. Anybody who's legitimate. I think there's an integrity to that as well. There's an honesty to it, but hey, look, people are
It's like,
shifty, and that's the way it
yeah,
works.
and to be fair to the romance people, there was also a kidnap thriller in women's poetry as well.
No, yeah, lovely. That's not being deaf, tone deaf, or anything like that. God, you know I mean, almost the only thing I could think of worse is like a rape story, being in there.
Oh yeah.
You know,
But yeah, but it did give me an idea for a new author advice video on how to put your book in the right categories.
and there's well,
Yeah.
we do have some author advice I want to give a little bit later, and I'm sure you can jump on board that. But yeah, that is certainly something that people have to uh, look. I get it. We all want to shoot to number one. We want that little ribbon and everything like that. But isn't there some kind of personal satisfaction with doing it the right way? I mean,
Yes, there is.
you
I mean,
know,
it's not
have
that
we
hard to
lost
figure.
all that?
Yeah, it's not that hard to figure out which categories to put your book in. I mean, you've got the free thing over on BookLink or BKLNK, whatever the heck that
I'm
website's
sure there's a
pronounced.
niche enough category that you actually
Yeah,
fit into that you
and
would.
if you can afford it, a publisher rocket is the absolute best thing to finding categories and
That's awesome.
keywords and everything else. And I love publisher rocket. Thank you, Kindlepreneur. You're very, very great people. We must protect Kindlepreneur from being bought by billionaires.
Well, he's connected to Amazon, isn't he?
Yeah,
So
he is.
yeah,
They actually like him.
yeah, yeah. I think he actually is an Amazon employee, if I'm not mistaken. But
I don't think he's employed, but he might be an affiliate or something. I know
yeah,
they've
well,
supported his program and stuff. So,
yeah, he either worked there or something.
well, yeah, he
There's
might
something
have
where
worked
he's
there,
really connected to it.
but yeah,
But
but uh, but he's no his advice, and he's got a free hashtag generator now on Kindlepreneur,
yeah, I saw that.
which authors should take advantage of because it's great for putting in hashtags for your tweets and your Instagram and
Is
your.
it? Is it? Have you seen an uptick?
Oh, I've used it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you do is you basically you pick the category you want, whether it's book promotion, events, or whatever. There's four of them.
Hmm.
I'm sure he may add more or whatever. They curate all this thing, and then
Sure.
then you pick your platform. He's got four: it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and I think Pinterest.
Okay. No
Although why
LinkedIn.
he added Pinterest, I'm not sure because hashtags apparently
No
don't do anything
TikTok
with
either?
Pinterest.
That's interesting he doesn't have TikTok on
Oh,
there.
maybe he's got TikTok. I'm not sure. I just usually use Twitter, so I wasn't really paying
I would
attention to
assume
that.
it's TikTok because the book talk is blowing up, but
But I mean, there may be TikTok. Like I don't pay attention to TikTok at all. So,
yeah,
but then you pick your category, and then you press a little button, and it
gives you all
generates
the hashtags.
the most popular keywords that you can use. So it will
Nice.
get
I'm finding, so I've
not
been
keywords,
doing.
but the hashtags. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. I've been finding LinkedIn has been very successful for me. I'm surprised by that. Their hashtagging system is really good. Because as soon as you post, like I put in something, they give me on the bottom. I don't know if anybody else has seen this.
Yeah,
If
I
or
did. I shared your post today.
Yeah. Well, no, no. What I'm saying is when you put the post in there,
Yeah,
right? Like I'll cut and paste my stuff from YouTube onto there, and when I do that, it automatically populates like 10. You should consider using this hashtag.
yeah.
You know, which I
Yeah,
think
I
is
mean,
awesome.
I seen the hashtags when I shared the post. I
Hmm.
didn't use any of them because I was go hashtags on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. What?
It's like, I don't know what this is.
Did you know that is the third most utilized social
Yeah,
media site right now?
but
No.
I got back on LinkedIn because of you. I think
Mhm.
it was because of you. Because I'd left LinkedIn because it was just spam, 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 spam,
Yeah.
spam there for a while, and I was just like, no, I've had enough. I'm leaving.
Yeah, I've only gotten into the last 3 months. I came back about I
Well,
came back and I had like
maybe it was someone
7,000
on your show because
notifications.
I know I seen it somewhere that was on your show, so I don't know. But
Yeah,
anyway, um, but I actually found my new job on LinkedIn. So,
there you go. Yeah, that
but
works.
yeah, but I haven't
Which
been
is
doing
what
a
it was
lot.
originally intended for, but
Well, that's why I went back on there. Part of why I went back on there. So
yeah,
I was looking for extra work. But yeah, I went back on. I haven't really used it much. I mean, I was mostly just putting up my profile and my stuff
yeah,
for my
Ron
job
uses
stuff.
it a lot.
But I was just thinking lately, it'd be a great place to actually share the work articles too. So I may be
Yeah, I
doing that.
would. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I mean, the one thing I'm learning too is that they circulate it very well. So if you're in a writer community, they keep you within the writing circles, and if my circle's touching some people, but yours is not, it's like the Olympic rings. They connect a little bit, and it's kind of interesting. And
Yeah.
so and it's all based on how you rank the people in your connections too. So if you've got them in a first category, whoever they've got in a first category is going to see what you post first, which is interesting. So I really like their setup. In fact, yeah, it got really spammy for a long
Yeah,
time.
I mean, when I first went on LinkedIn, I liked it quite a bit and I used it quite a bit. And then it was just like everybody was trying to sell me something. And it's like, no, go away. It's like,
Yeah,
just go away.
I've
I
been
have
seeing
no
a lot of
money.
I've been seeing a lot of people scamming to Pinterest lately, and I guess Pinterest is now having to police all that. But I've never gotten Pinterest. I have an account. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay, I loved Pinterest, and I'm getting back into liking it again. Okay, Pinterest and I have a weird relationship. I went on Pinterest and I adored it. I was there like weekly.
Well, yeah, because there
I've got
wasn't
like
Instagram
50
before
plus
that, right?
boards. I've got 50 plus boards on Pinterest.
Yeah, yeah.
So because it was all visual and all pretty, and I got all sorts of lovely stuff. Anyway, and I still use it for my writer boards, my book boards, and my all sorts of things. And but then they had a porn problem over on Pinterest. And I had group boards and I was getting naked pictures and penises and all sorts of icky stuff. And I kept this happened. It's been recorded on my social media.
Oh my gosh.
And I kept reporting it and blocking it and Pinterest did nothing. Because at that particular time they were trying to get more men interested in Pinterest.
Mm.
And so they had, I don't know if they just been encouraging people to come over from Tumblr.
Or Reddit.
And no, it was Tumblr. I don't think that Reddit was, they were
Mm.
anyway, and it was just like, no, and I just deactivated after a while. I said nothing. I just deleted all my group boards, and I deactivated my account for a while until the porn went away. So I was like, what? Yeah, it's like because they changed their rules on how you could block people and report people. You actually had to go in to the picture and report it. So you had to look at all the porn to report it. It was like, no, I just want to report the ugly board. Go away.
Now, could you report the whole board, or you had to go into
No.
each
Well,
individual
you could.
picture?
I think there was some way to do it anyway, but it was very confused. They changed it all, and it was just like the old way had been much better. But
Because I got to imagine if they got a hold of that, there's probably 50,000 pictures in that one board, probably.
oh yeah, it's like that. It's like, and it was just disgusting.
Yeah,
I mean, and it wasn't like nice artsy pictures. This was like full on porn, hardcore porn.
fun.
Yeah, and they were posting it to my book boards. It's like,
Oh, come on.
yeah.
You should put in the comments. In my books, we chop shit like this off.
Oh, yeah. And Instagram is not much better, honestly, with the creepy
Yeah,
stalker guys. They've all moved from Facebook to Instagram. So
yeah. And this Instagram's tough for me because I just the engagement aspect of it has always drove me nuts about Instagram. And I get it, you have to do the stories and all that, but
now
it's
it's
just
all reels now.
yeah,
They
reels.
have Instagram is actually actively reducing the views on any pictures you post. If you want any sort of engagement, any sort of views on Instagram, you have to post a reel
Hmm.
because they're chasing the TikTok.
Yeah, as is
And the,
YouTube
the,
with
the
the
funny
shorts.
thing is, they're now complaining because all the reels that the people are posting are from TikTok.
Yeah, of course, yeah, yeah. That was the one cool thing about TikTok that I really noticed right off the bat is I could just it directly connects to my Instagram. I was like, cool, yeah, I want to do that, you know.
Yeah, so that's what people did instead of
Uh,
making new reels for Instagram. But Instagram wanted them to make original reels for them, but no.
yeah, come
It's like,
on,
what did they think was going to
because I got
happen?
nothing else better to do with my life, right?
Yeah,
Than figure that out, you know.
I never got Instagram anyway because I mean,
Yeah, it's tough. It's a hard
it's
platform
like
to
I'm
understand.
not much of a picture taking person, you know. I mean, until last year, I didn't even have a cell phone. So, I mean, I eventually had to get one because of the stupid 2020 blow up, but and everything needed to be by phone and pick up and ugh, I mean, I needed one just to get groceries. It's terrible.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's easier to do them in TikTok and then post again. Yeah, I agree. Totally 100%. And you get more engagement on those Instagram videos if you do it through TikTok too. If you do an original on Instagram, they don't pimp it at all. But there's the ones that are on TikTok that go right to the. I get more views on. I've done both. I've done both. I've done. I didn't do the reels. I used to do the IGTV ones. I haven't done reels yet, but it's the same fucking thing, really. But, but you know, what I did is I've done those, and the ones that I done through Instagram didn't do as well. The ones I do that are from TikTok do amazing.
Yeah, because nobody cares about reels on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
We want our pictures Instagram. We don't
Yeah,
want the reels. We
yeah.
want our pictures.
How about we fix the idea that we can interact with one another? I
Yeah.
mean, you're fucking Facebook for Christ's sake. Why are we ignoring?
Yeah, I don't get why you can't post links either. It's like, what? Why not? Instagram, why? It makes no sense.
Mhm. Yeah, I do too, and I'm not a big TikToker, so yeah, yeah.
Oh, I've avoided the TikTok. It's like I don't get the TikTok. It's like I see things from other people who you know I follow who do TikTok, and I'm going,
Mhm.
yeah, that sounds about as interesting as paint drying to me. So It's like, and there's so many scams as far as I can tell on TikTok, and these people that are,
You can get washboarded on a real bad trip through the way the TikTok algorithm goes on.
and I see people doing stupid hacks because I watch all the YouTube stuff
Uh-huh.
that talks about all the TikTok hacks.
Yeah.
So I see all these stupid hacks. I see all these people pushing bad products from different people who are reviewing them and stuff, and I'm going, why are the people liking the TikTok? I mean, it's like
Yeah,
I get
creepers like
enough of
to
that
join
on Facebook. Why do I need it on TikTok?
the Uh, yeah, I don't even have enough accounts to. I've purposely kept mine low for just so that I can play around and I don't have to worry about appeasing masses or anything like that. So I mean, I don't care about any of that stuff. It doesn't mean anything to me. I've seen I've seen what you make on TikTok, and it's pennies on the dollar, really. So I have friends that have 175,000 followers to 500,000 followers, and they make like $20 a month. So it's like it's
Gee,
it's not that appealing,
I make that on writing 2 articles.
right? Yeah, it's not that appealing. So I mean, because it's a lot of fucking work to do those things.
No,
It's not
that
easy.
yeah. So I mean, and if I make a lot of more of that in a month than
Mhm.
writing articles and on TikTok.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, so I just use it to have fun. I don't worry about anything on there. You know. But which I do enjoy. There are some engagements that I like to play with on TikTok that I enjoy, but
Mm,
it's like,
but
yeah,
yeah,
it's not something I take seriously. I mean, I do post go indie now stuff every once in a while when I get
yeah,
a spare minute, but
yeah. YouTube's my fun place.
hmm
That's where I have all my fun stuff. I watch Nerdy Crafter and her crafting and fidget toy reviews.
mm,
Tasting Max. You've got to go watch Tasting History with Max Miller. I'm
okay,
just saying, if you like history at all, go watch Tasting History with Max Miller. He's adorable,
all right, I'm
and
gonna
you
check that
learn
out.
stuff, and he tastes old food. He recreates old food and
Tasting
tastes it.
tasting history of Max Miller.
Tasting History with Max Miller, yeah, and he does drinking history sometimes. That's
Ooh,
not as regular as Tasting History. Tasting History's on Tuesday, and Drinking History's on
nice.
Friday. He's gonna do a little more on drinking history, but he's got to get some more history
Nice. Have you played
research.
with the shorts aspect of YouTube yet? Have you done any of the shorts?
No, I don't have a phone to do it with. I mean,
Uh,
I don't have a
yeah,
phone that will do it. I have a phone, but it's a basic one. So
yeah, that's tough. That's especially tough for new
I
TikTok.
have been doing out of context 30-second quotes, book quotes. So
Mm,
I have to make a
nice,
few more of those.
nice,
But apparently, the Death Sheep one did well.
nice.
Yeah,
As
the
it should.
jingles. I thought the jingles one would do well with the coffee, but no. Apparently the people like the death and her daughter talking about what is a sheep. So
Yeah, Taco Tuesday, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something and I just totally forget. Blessed be the sheep, death sheep. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Oh, I've learned this. This is the golden rule about YouTube. Whatever video, don't ever have any expectation about any video because if I get super excited about doing a really good show and I put it out there and it does shit, and then
yeah,
I labored on a show and I just want to get it done and out there. I put it out there and it does so fucking well. So I've never there's no rhyme or reason for me. And usually, if I really like it, then I'm hesitant to put it out there because I know it's going to do shit. So apparently, I have bad taste, but whatever. I don't
yeah.
know.
I don't know either because I mean some of my podcast episodes in between the pages have done quite well. The one with A.L. Mingle, he
Hmm.
did but he actually promoted it. I'm because
Yeah,
he's good at that. So
yeah,
but a lot of the authors I interviewed, they don't do a lot of promotions.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I
We're
mean,
going
I
to
can
talk
only do so
about
much.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, the one I had on last week, he did some promotion afterwards. So,
Mhm.
and I got some Facebook shares and stuff off of that, so that was good.
Nice.
He
Cool.
excellent interview too, by the way. JV Hilliard.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know JB Hill. Actually, it's a woman, right? Is it
No, it's a
a
guy.
man? Okay, then I don't know JB Hill. I thought it was somebody I knew. Okay, never mind.
But anyway, he was a very good interviewer. Interview. Anyway, I enjoyed
Interviewee.
the chat with him.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the asshole of the month. All right. I have an asshole of the month, and his name is Ted Sardanos. If you don't know who Ted Sardanos is, he's the current CEO of Netflix. This guy is a fucking asshole. All right. Let's just put it out there. I'm saying it. I don't care. Uh I don't know if you heard today, but so Netflix lost 2 million plus subscribers for they did a pay raise and then they lost 2 million in that quarter. They're projected to lose another half a million to a million in the next quarter, and he blamed it on the consumers not understanding why they did it, and then he quickly took that back. He did a tweet, and then he had to retract that tweet, and then he backtracked. Then this is all conjecture in terms of all he has to do is grandfather some people in, treat some people with some respect. No, he blamed it on his people. He fired virtually the entire marketing department today, laid them all off, and laid off a bunch of people that probably depend on the job that don't get as much as the people that are next to him talking to him. And yet he still's not put down uh, uh, any kind of grandfathering program or anything that's going to satisfy the consumer, which is the people who he put him in the position he's in and has done what they've done. And it's just like, could you not get it anymore? I mean, it's ridiculous to me.
Yeah,
And
I mean, apparently it never dawned on him that all the canceling of the TV shows that people like and all the bad shows they keep
mhm,
airing had anything to do with subscribers leaving.
right, or the fact that the shows they're renewing are not the shows that the audience wants you to renew.
Yeah,
It's like they only do one season of the really good show, and
yeah,
then they do 6 seasons of the really shitty
yeah.
show that
They
nobody
don't put
watches.
any backing into the shows that show potential, but maybe
None.
aren't quite the ratings hit they want, but show potential that could go
Yeah,
out.
they killed all advertising. The only show that they've ever advertised for now is Cobra Kai, and they don't have to advertise for that show.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
now
mean,
it's Stranger Things. Stranger Things is now coming back, so now they're
yeah.
advertising for that. But those are the only two shows in the last 18 months I've seen any ad for from Netflix.
Yeah, but I
So,
mean that they've had some bona fide hits like with Arcane, but that's mostly because word of mouth because that show was so
yep.
good. That's an animated show in case anybody doesn't know what Arcane is.
Mhm.
That show was so good that all the fantasy fans and all the League of Legends fans went out and said, "Go watch this freaking show."
Mhm.
I mean, and that's where they're getting their advertising from. It's word of mouth and not
Yeah.
the network. Network doesn't know what it's doing, I don't think sometimes.
Yeah, and they've been getting slowly usurped by Disney Plus
Yeah,
and
well,
Paramount Plus and
Disney Plus is knows how to capitalize on its properties and
yep.
how to get the word out.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, they're a machine. They've
And
been a machine
yeah,
forever. But
and not to mention the fact they've been making some darn good shows like
yeah, yeah,
Hawkeye
that too.
and
That
Moon Knight.
helps.
Oh, I love Moon Knight so much.
I mean, you know, Amazon Prime is about ready to kick up some big time stuff here,
Yeah,
and it's like,
Amazon Prime has been relying on the big bucks to get their stuff done
yeah,
because they
yeah.
can. So,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they've been
everybody's bringing it right now. I mean, I gotta say, I'm on Paramount Plus right now. It's fantastic. I'm really good. There's some really good stuff on there that people aren't
Yeah, I
seeing.
mean, and even HBO and
Yeah,
HBO
HBO
Max
Max. Yeah,
have
yeah,
been churning out some interesting stuff. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just don't understand what the fuck is in this guy's head. He's so arrogant about all of it, and it's like, why? You know?
Yeah, it's like, Netflix doesn't have a lot. I mean, they do have a couple of things upcoming. I
Yeah.
think the Sandman's still on track,
Well, I think if they didn't have Cobra Kai and Stranger Things, they
and
would be dead.
not to mention The Witcher. They do
Yeah,
have
The
The
Witcher,
Witcher.
The Witcher 2. Yeah, you're right.
I
And
mean,
the problem with those is,
Henry Cavill is the savior of Netflix because
yeah,
everybody loves Henry Cavill. I mean,
yeah,
honestly.
rightfully so. I mean, but
I mean,
but they
I'm not
can't
sure
turn
if the
those things
Witcher
out
show is
fast.
actually any good
Hmm.
because we're just staring at Henry and
Oh yeah, Bridgerton
wanting
too.
him to grunt and say fuck. So
Hmm. Yeah, and JD's right, and Bridgerton too. The Witcher is the shit. There
I
you go.
haven't seen Bridgerton. I've been watching Sanditon. So
King
over
of
on
the
PBS.
nerds. Yes, he is. And British Bake Off. Yeah, British Bake Off is another one. That's a war. That was a war word of mouth one. Though. That wasn't something that they pimped until it got big. So, but yeah, I just, God, it irks me to see that. So you raise your prices, you screwed up, people left, and what did you do? You didn't take any responsibility. You blamed the people who left, and then you blame the employees, and then you fire them. You
Yeah,
know.
but it compared. I mean, Disney Plus raised its prices as well, and nobody left there because the shows were good. I mean, and they also added their stars. Is it stars or star, whatever it is they call it, where they brought in all the old shows that off. A lot of them are off ABC and whatever other properties they own.
Hmm.
They own the world. Disney does.
Yes, they do.
Amazon and Disney
Well,
just
they're connected to Hulu too, right? It's
yeah.
Hulu
So
and
I mean, they brought in all the old shows that people like. I mean, I've been watching The Glades. I love that show, which they
oh,
canceled
I miss that
way
show.
too soon.
Yes,
And
that was a good show.
yeah, on a cliffhanger that everyone were going, "What? No!" If you haven't seen the Glades cliffhanger of the last season, uh, but the producer did actually come out afterwards and tell everyone what would have happened.
Oh,
So
did it?
yeah,
Interesting. Nice.
so
Well, we don't want
we,
to
we
spoil
were
it for
not
people
we were
who
not
watch.
left in suspended disbelief and horror. So,
I'll have to.
but yeah,
Is
so
that
I've
on
been
YouTube?
watching that one, and yeah, they have a bunch of good old shows over on Disney Plus that I watch from time to time,
Is
and
it
all the old
is the
cartoons.
producer interview though on YouTube?
Um, I'm not sure. I've read it
I
on
would
a
like to know the answer to those questions.
I read it in some article somewhere,
Okay,
so
I'll find it. I'll find it. But Prime has Kids in the Hall. Yeah, yeah, they just got Kids in the Hall. Yeah, they're bringing some
yeah,
Canadian.
I never watched Kids in the Hall when it was on, so
And Hulu has. Is it Hulu that has Letterkenny? I think it's Hulu that has Letterkenny. So
oh, well, yeah, Leonard Kenny's on Crave in Canada, so
yeah, but I think here it's on Hulu. So
probably. Yeah, Crave Canada has weird, contracts with
mhm.
different
That was the
streaming
other
some
thing that Netflix had for a while. They had Schitt's Creek for a while, and
yeah, well, that was on CBC in Canada, so,
yeah.
but Canada has certain things that some streaming services are not available, so
Hmm.
Crave, actually gets some of the shows off, like HBO Max has a deal with Crave in Canada,
Nice.
and, so we get things like the Doom Patrol and other stuff actually on our like, the Doom Patrol
Right.
airs on our version of the Sci-Fi Channel,
Nice.
and, yeah, so we get different things like that, and, there's a
The
couple of
Peacemaker and shows like that.
so some of the streaming we get and some of the streaming we don't. And because Netflix in Canada and Netflix on the States is also different. Because I was doing an article on the Taboo and why it should have a second season. And if you don't know what Taboo is, it's the Tom Hardy historical drama that's like totally amazing. Anyway, and so it just came. The first season just came to Netflix Canada and Netflix UK, but it's on Hulu in the US. So
Mm, nice. Well, hopefully they listen to your article or they read your article. But
well, they've been trying to have a second season for quite some time,
uh,
and everyone still wants a second season. It's just the schedules and the pandemic stuff kind of interfered because Tom Hardy, you know, did Taboo, and then Tom Hardy became Tom Hardy with all
Yeah.
the movies and the Venom and all that. And then the guy who wrote and produced the show also did Peaky Blinders, so he had
Mhm.
that.
Nice. Awesome. You know, I as things become recycled, newsletters are back in vogue, and websites are now becoming a thing. Uh, uh, I don't know why people aren't using Linktree. I mean, at this point, I know there's different ones. You don't have to use Linktree. There's different types of Linktree,
Mhm.
places. But at this point, I mean, it's like books to read and Linktree. You should be, if you're an indie author, you should be connected to both of those at this point. If you have multiple things, I
Yeah.
mean, you should. It's so much easier. It just makes so much more sense than having to share. Oh, I'm on Facebook at this. Oh, I'm at Twitter and this. Oh, I'm at this or this, and we all have variances in a lot of the things we do because somebody's taken our name or this or that or whatever. At Linktree, you just say, "Go to my Linktree. Here you go. You can get
Yeah.
every fucking link I'm on."
Yeah. I have a link tree, and sometimes I share that, but I also have a social media page on my website. So I can just share the social media page and bring everybody to my website.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, and
Because
the other thing, this is, I was telling you, when we were prepping for this, that I look up everybody's stuff, and I literally had 7 flagged websites from my antivirus software saying, "Don't go here. Don't go on this website. It's not secure." Why aren't we securing our web? Is there hosts that are still not doing that? Because everybody should you should be
yeah,
universally
well,
connected by now.
I'm not a techie person, but I suspect that some of the websites are hosted on cheaper places because
Mm,
people can't afford it.
mm.
So they go for the cheaper hosts.
But even like free Wix and all
Yeah.
of those, they're all
I don't know
secure.
why you don't go. Wix is not a bad. I mean, I had my book cover site on Wix, and it's pretty good. I mean, it was a little not as easy as they said it was to use and design. I'm
I
just saying,
I
people are
I, I
lying
feel
to
like
me,
I feel like sometimes indie authors
but it
just
was a
don't
good
want to be
site.
seen. You know.
I even just WordPress. I mean, I use
Mm.
WordPress. I mean, I bought the upgraded the paid one, but I
Right.
mean, because Facebook banned my free site, stupid Facebook, which is the start of the war between me and Facebook was the banning of the website. But
Yeah, I just it makes me wonder if people just don't want to be seen. And then, the messed up thing is, okay, I get it. If you're okay with not being seen and all that, you don't want to do the work or whatever. Okay, fine. But don't go on social media and then complain about how you're not getting book sales or getting reviews. You have avenues to do that through these sites
yeah,
and this opportunity, but you don't take the time. I mean, it literally takes 5 seconds to get an SSL and just secure your site. It literally does. It doesn't take a lot of fucking effort. So it's like, what are we doing? I mean, you should be, if you put your links on there and you change links or whatever, anytime you change links, you should be thinking about, maybe I should go to my website and change it. Otherwise, you don't have to touch it if you just put it there. I mean, what the fuck? It's like it's the easiest thing to do, and we just don't do it.
yeah. But I mean, if you ask an author what an SSL is, they probably won't know.
Right, and true. Yeah, maybe that's the case, and maybe there's needs to be some educate. That is straight up annoying when someone does that. Books do not sell themselves. Yeah, Anita was alluding to it earlier, and we've talked about it several times. Is the frustration we have with interviewees and not sharing the interviews and not talking about it, not promoting it, and it's just like we're
Yeah,
doing
I
it
mean,
for you. You know.
I send them the links a week before
Mhm.
the interview because I schedule it on the Monday, and then
Do it on
we
a
go
Saturday.
live on Sunday. And
Mhm.
so I send them the links, and I have maybe had like I can't count on one hand how many people have actually shared beforehand.
Mhm.
The
Yeah, it's unbelievable, and it's like, well, if you only get 4 views, then I don't really care. Then why are you doing it? I mean, you
Yeah.
know, it's like that, and on top of that, hey, maybe if you shared it, you would have more than 4 fucking views,
I
and
will say my videos get more than 4 views mostly.
right, yeah, but you know what I'm saying. I mean,
I mean,
I think
great.
there's a mentality out there about that. They're just doing it to do it, or what? I don't
Well,
know. I don't know what
a lot of
happens.
my authors get referred from Michael Evan, who
Right,
does the publicity thing.
right,
So it's part of his package. I'm one of his go tos,
yeah.
which is why I'm booked up till December. But so, and a lot of the authors I get, I think there's some of them are like debut authors, newer authors too.
Yeah.
So anyway, which may account for some of their inexperience.
Mhm.
But yeah, and I will say, if you go on an interview show, though, don't be nervous. I know it's difficult, but just try and be natural and talk, please.
Mhm.
If you go on an interview show, talk. All right? Don't answer the
Mhm.
questions in one word sentences or one word.
Mhm.
Talk. We
Yeah.
need you to talk.
Yes, please. Yeah, that would be nice. Or yeah, and don't scowl the whole time either. Smile once in a while.
Yeah,
Enjoy it.
laugh.
Act like you're enjoying it.
I make my authors laugh a lot of times too, so that helps.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, the introvert extrovert thing, whatever. That's a whole other different thing. But at least give
Yeah,
yourself a fighting chance. I mean,
yeah. But
just try.
and with my show, I'm asking you questions about your book. Surely you know what your book is about,
You would think.
right?
You would think. Yeah.
This is why I set it up that way, so the authors could tell me. I want to know.
Yeah, it's kind of why I stopped doing one-on-ones, to be quite honest with you a little bit. It's like I handpick my one-on-ones now because it's so
Yeah,
hard to get it. Literally lend it out to people, and the people who come and respond, like the you know, it's just yeah.
yeah.
I don't want
I
to
will
edit
say
that.
the majority of my authors have been a pleasure to chat with. I've only had one or two that have been kind of like had to draw the answers out of them. So,
Yeah, and you've had some no-shows too, which is another frustrating
oh,
aspect of
oh,
this.
okay. Most of them, quite a few of the no shows did have actually good, legitimate excuses.
Mhm.
Or the last minute cancellation. I prefer the last minute cancellations to people actually not showing up
Yeah,
before
of course, of
the show
course.
starts and they
That's a
don't
little
show
bit
up.
more professional, right? I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, I had one author who had to rush her kid to the hospital. I mean,
yeah,
that's a good excuse
yeah,
not
of course,
going
yeah,
up
yeah.
and stuff. And I don't mind so much if they're just like there's a few minutes late if they're running late or whatever. Because I mean that stuff happens sometimes.
Mhm,
But yeah, I mean, I've had people just plain flake out on me.
mhm. Yeah. Uh, so no shows are ridiculous. Like, why the heck?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it's not as bad if they don't show up if you're recording it, but if you're live
yeah.
and they don't show up, what?
I
It's like
and you all can probably figure this out if you go back through the history of show. I won't even tell you what the show is, but I literally had an author. We're doing a live. I do the live the same time. That's something about live. You have to be very regimented at sometimes. And if I need to make an accommodation, I can. That's not a big deal. But I literally checked in with this author all week long. Twice I checked with them. Come the day of the show time, I'm literally sitting there 2 minutes before, and I messaged them, and I didn't hear anything. 5 minutes past the hour, I'm going, I have to start. I don't have anybody to start. Maybe I should go get somebody really fast. And then see, I gave it away uh, a little bit, but that person then messaged me and goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot. I totally forgot. dude, we just talked like 3 days ago.
Yeah,
You know, it's like, you know, and it's like I should just say it. He had no remorse, and it was like,
yeah,
I don't ever want that guy on my show ever again now
yeah.
because that's ridiculous.
I will say that most of my no-shows have profusely apologized. I've only
Good.
had one
That's
person
good.
just ghost me entirely,
Mhm,
and I wasn't even sure I'm not even sure that was actually a real person, so
mhm. Yeah, I mean, I can go on and on about horror stories about guests and things like that, but it's
but,
just
I
like,
mean, but the majority of my guests have been a pleasure to interview, so
absolutely. And people always ask me all the time why I have the same people on, because those people show up, those people perform, and I want those people. They're really great to talk to. Oh, why wouldn't I want to be around them? It's like, you know. So get over it. I don't give a fuck. It's my stuff. Go make your own shit if you want different people every week. That's all I gotta say. You know, because it's. I mean, yeah, I'd love to get new people in here and have them gravitate toward it
yes,
too. But I always do that. I always look for that. But look, seeing people come on, I don't have a problem with it because I know I'm going to get a good show out of it. I mean, the shit you haven't seen that I've cut out of stuff, I could make an incredible 5 seasons of really good stuff with. Because it's like I have trouble cutting things sometimes because it's like that. It's just
yes,
you've been a part of those conversations, so you know what I'm talking about. There's been quite a few of those. So, you know, as this conversation has been, I mean, you are reliable, Maddie, and I really appreciate that. I mean, this has been a lot of fun. Anita, did you have fun? You get everything out of your system? You're feeling
yeah,
better?
I had fun, lots of fun. Nice way to end a very strange week.
Yeah, Anita was telling me off the air she had quite the interesting week. So yeah, but yeah, everybody, I really appreciate all the chatting and everybody coming and hanging out with us and letting us rant and rave and ranting and raving with us. We really do appreciate it. Do you want to say the magic words?
It's always time to go indie now.
That's right.